I told my mother I wasn't gonna go back and forth
with you dumb niggas about who we are and shit.
You know, I gotta make certain exceptions to the rule.
Naturally, you still making dumbass videos about me. Like, every time I make a video, you make a video. Like, you should be promoting your book, Hemorrhoids in America, or some shit like that, man.
Your DNA results are overwhelmingly
African as fuck.
Didn't I tell your dumb ass to take that fucking hat off when you addressing me?
Nigga.
Now, why you didn't listen to Mama Dukes? Now I'm finna put belt to ass, you
Dumbass nigga.
Now didn't I tell you to quit making them damn videos, boy? You know you're an Indian, son. Leave Chief Natural alone, boy.
And what's up with you with all these homosexual ass jokes? Like, bro, what is really wrong with you? If you in the closet, just come out, bro. I don't think nobody's gonna discriminate.
I'm popping that thing for the Africans.
Now, some real shit. You made a total of 10 videos regarding my DNA test from our debate that was 3 hours. Again, I don't know how many times I gotta address this. I revealed those DNA test results to you in the first 10 minutes of the debate. Why don't you talk about the rest of the debate where your ass got smoked, where you was trying to tell everybody that they came from primates and monkeys? Yeah, so stop that shit. But since you want to talk about DNA, let's talk about it. DNA tests analyze your saliva or tissue samples to measure small, unique differences in your genetic code, specifically variants that differ among individuals rather than 99% that is shared by all humans. These tests determine genetic similarity by comparing your DNA against reference population or ancestry or with other individuals to confirm biological relationships. Genetic similarity measures the extent to which the DNA sequence of two individuals or species are identical, reflecting their evolutionary relationship and shared ancestry and kinship. It is quantified by comparing genome-wide data to determine how much genetic material is shared. Humans, for instance, are 99.9% identical to each other. I'll say it again. Humans, for instance, are 99.9% identical to each other while sharing 96 through 98% DNA with a chimpanzee. Now let's go a little bit deeper, because you think your DNA ancestry results is telling you exactly who you are, which is far from the truth. And by the way, genetic similarity, does that mean you and that person is related, or that's where you come from? Let's find out. DNA test results cannot directly pinpoint the exact date a sample arrived chronologically, age of the sample through standard forensics, but they can estimate the biological age of the person who left it using methylation patterns, epigenetic clocks, or analyze degradation levels to determine how long a sample has been sitting. So do you understand that they cannot pinpoint when the Negro people arrived in America from a genetic ancestry test? Do you understand that? So to say that we're genetically African through the transatlantic slave trade, that's a lie if you're using a DNA test. Just to let you know, it's impossible to do that. So can you say that we are biologically related to Africans? Yes, we are. We share malaria strand. We share the sickle cell strand, along with the South Asians as well. So what I'm saying is this: all Negro people around the world are genetically related due to those biological relationships. But it doesn't mean you're genetically an African. It just means you're genetically related to a Negro people and the Negro people in Africa and also in South Asia as well. Now let's read a little more. Let's expand on this topic just a little bit more. Can DNA test results pinpoint the age of the DNA to prove when it arrived? The answer is no. Commercial DNA tests Ancestry, 23andMe cannot distinguish between Negroid DNA that arrived 400 years ago via the slave trade and Negroid DNA that has been in the America for over 20,000 years or 100,000 years. Commercial tests measure admixture based on length of DNA segments. Long segments usually mean a recent ancestor, parents and grandparents. Short segments mean a distant ancestor. The flaw: over thousands of years, DNA segments broke down and became fixed in populations. If a population of Negroid people lived in America for 50,000 years, their African quote-unquote markers would just look like baseline DNA of that population. The algorithms are hard-coded with the assumption that all black people in America arrived after 1619. Therefore, whenever the computer sees a Negroid marker, it automatically assigns a date of 200 to 500 years ago. It essentially force dates ancient DNA to the colonial colonial era because it is not programmed to recognize pre-Columbian timeline. Identical by descent means you share a recent ancestor. We both have the same great-grandmother. Identical by state means we have the same DNA code. Just because we came from the same ancient population group, all humans have two eyes. The problem: commercial tests often confuse IBS for IBD. They see a Negroid marker in your blood and assume it is from a recent African relative descent. In reality, it could be an ancient marker that American Negroids and African Negroids have been carrying independently for 100,000 years. The test cannot tell the difference. Now let's see how far removed I am from the African DNA that you claim that I am. This is my genetics distance test from GEDmatch. We're going to focus on the first three at the bottom, the population, where we're looking at the Congo, the Fang, and the Mandinka. You see the genetics distance of 16 of each one. Here's a breakdown of the formula on how removed I am from these genetic matches that I match with on Ancestry.com. So you see 24,000 years removed from the Congo, 25,000 years removed from the Fang, which is the Cameroon and the Gabon, and the Mandinka. I am 26,000 years removed. Okay, so how am I a modern African if I'm this far removed? This shows right now that your ancestry test is full of shit. So it doesn't matter how many times you throw up my DNA test. You're wrong by the end of the day because you don't understand it, you can't comprehend it, and you don't understand the science behind it. Now, you should know the closer I am to zero, which means that's what I am from a modern standpoint. So let's look at my modern results. This is the closest I got on GEDmatch when it comes down to me reaching a genetic distance of 0. The closest I got to is 3. But again, we're going to focus on the big 3 on my genetics test, genetics distance test. For the African American Denver, North American black population, you see I got a genetic distance of 4,000 years ago. You see for the Afro American, general North American, you see I got a genetic distance of 7,000 years ago. And for the African Caribbean, which is the Caribbean Negroid, you see I got a genetic distance of 9,000 years ago. So that placed me in America 7,000 years ago, way before your transatlantic slave trade. So I hope you learned a valuable lesson. Don't you ever challenge me again and stop throwing up my DNA test results, because this is going to be thrown right back at your face. The only thing you're doing is showing how incompetent you are when it comes down to DNA results and DNA testing and genetic testing. Next time, listen to your mama.
Now didn't I tell you to quit making them damn videos, boy? You know you're an Indian son. Leave Chief Natural alone, boy.
Now on sale on TikTok Shop. Buy yours today.